I was actually 36 when my mom passed away, but I was not yet a mom. It makes a difference because before you have a child, you're not really asking your mom parenting questions, or you're not really thinking about those sorts of things until they're gone. And then you have a child and you're like, I wish I could ask mom about this.
What kind of things did you learn from your mom?
Well, she was a very creative person. She was artistic. She could sew. I think a lot of my own creativity that I can credit to her example. The fact that just even having an interest in learning something or taking on a hobby, trying something new and not worrying if it's perfect, kind of just do it. Just have fun and just do it. Nobody needs to see it, she would say. Just try the crocheting. If you can't make a scarf, well, whatever, it's fine. Just unravel it and it'll be okay.
I love that message. Hello and welcome to Secret Heart Broadcasting. I'm Carrie Penny. Today we'll talk about many things, including how do we learn to become a parent. Certainly we watch our own parents and how they are in the world, what they do. We learn by observing them. But what if you don't have that? Heather, like many people, like me, like so many people I know, is learning how to be in the world as kind of an adult orphan, which is a weird thing. It makes us elders. And she's not wasting any time. She is the co-creator and co-host of the Three Kitchens podcast, which is this is its 5th season, so well done you. Heather's an avid outdoorist, a camper, a canoeist, mom to 2 fantastic boys, reliable, very lovely young men. And she's also someone who leads by example. So for instance, from Heather, I've learned about xeriscaping my garden and what's possible to create a low-maintenance, beautiful garden in the city we live in, and how to make Easter cream cupcakes. So she's a woman of many talents. Heather, welcome to the podcast.
Well, that's quite the introduction. Thank you, Carrie.
You're so welcome.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad we could finally do this.
Mm-hmm. I was a guest on Heather's podcast, the Three Kitchens podcast, earlier this year, and we talked about how to make soup. And I talked a bit about missing my mom and how I connected with her through food. And I hadn't planned on starting like this, but I bring these talismans with me sometimes when I'm recording. So I have 3 cookbooks of my mom's that she gave me: the St. George's cookbook, Our Favorites, where she's written my name on the top many years ago. Yes. The seminal Ukrainian Daughters cookbook, and Prairie cookbooks. I love these things. The Alvina Homecoming cookbook. Yeah. So anyway, I've got these items of my mom with me, but I guess, I don't know, let's just dive in with moms. Like that's one way I'm remembering my mom, but I also had her for most of my life and was able to observe her. And one thing that's fascinated me about you, Heather, is that you're such you're fine. You're running this family, you're running this podcast, you're running your career. And yet, your mom died when you were quite young. So I'm wondering, where did you learn to, how did you learn that? Or maybe not quite young. Tell me more about your growing up would be my question.
Okay. Well, I wasn't a child. I was actually 36 when my mom passed away. But I was not yet a mom. So I think that it makes a difference because before you have a child, you're not really asking your mom parenting questions, or you're not really thinking about those sorts of things until they're gone. And then you have a child and you're like, I wish I could ask mom about this, right? So I think that's the difference. I wish I had children much sooner and I could have had that experience with my mom. But as many people know, you can't time these things. And so it didn't work out that way. But I did have her until I was 36. So I certainly had many years with my mom. I'm 50 now. So it's been almost 15 years without her. And it almost feels like half my life, even though it's 15 years. But time is timey-wimey, as they say. And I hear that all the time. And it's so meaningful to me because I do feel like, some things are like yesterday and other things are almost like they never happened. They're so far away. Mm-hmm. And even, thinking of the future, it's kind of it's a weird, hazy thing to even imagine, right? Like this whole, the way time moves and slows and then seems to stop sometimes.
So, okay, let's start there. I actually thought your mom had passed when you were a bit younger, but what kind of things did you learn from your mom? And I know you said it's different when you don't have kids because you can't be like, oh, Mom, what happens with this? Or what happens with baby food? Or what happens with, how do I? But what kind of things did she instill in you?
Well, she was a very creative person. She was artistic. She could sew anything you can imagine. She sewed our clothes when we were kids. She sewed her own clothes. She sewed clothes for her friends. She taught sewing. She was an amazing seamstress. And I did learn some of that from her and then didn't sew for a really long time. And I've tried to kind of pick it up again. And I realize that's not just muscle memory. You actually have to, there's some of those hobbies that you have to really focus and learn. She also loved to paint. She would paint on all kinds of random stuff. And she was just a busy, I remember as a child, she was a very busy mom. She had 3 girls. She often had other kids that she would care for after school or before school. She taught sewing at the college. She was our girl guide, our brownie leader, and she was always volunteering and she had all kinds of things always going on. And so I think a lot of my own creativity that I can credit to her example. I think the fact that just even having an interest in learning something or taking on a hobby or trying something new and not worrying if it's perfect, kind of just do it, just have fun and just do it. Nobody needs to see it, she would say. Who cares if it does? Just try the crocheting. If you can't make a scarf, well, whatever, it's fine. Just unravel it and it'll be okay.
I love that message.
I did not master that one.
Crocheting or having things be perfect?
Oh, either. All.
I love that's a really great message because I think you and I met in our full-on corporate lives. I think now we've both kind of found a way to work in the world that allows us to be more creatively who we are. But I think we worked at a time in corporate communication culture where you were expected to be perfect. Like a mistake was almost, and I'm just having this thought now, but there was a demand that it be perfect. I don't know, maybe that was just me. Did you find that?
Yeah. Like you said, I've never really thought much about that, but for sure, like working as a communicator, you catch other people's errors. You don't make them yourself, right? Like you are perfect. Your message is perfect. Your every word, every punctuation is perfect. And then you had better achieve what you set out to achieve and be able to measure it and show that it was in fact perfect. It's really exhausting.
Thanks for listening. If you like the show, please tell your friends.